I used to run a multi-million-pound agency that I built from scratch. I got to work with some of my absolute dream brands, the Nikes, the eBays, the Lululemons of this world. But after having kids and going through my private equity process, everything just felt like a lot. And probably like you, I was brought up with the belief that quitters never win and winners never quit. I can now safely tell you that that is absolute bullshit. The only reason I had the confidence to walk away from a £24 million offer was because of the lessons that I am about to share. Right, we're going to get into it. Know when to leave. There is a real power in knowing when to leave the job, to leave the party, to leave the relationship, to leave the business you founded. Leave the version of yourself that is holding you back, and it is going to be uncomfortable. If you want things to change, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. For me, I walked away from what looked like the absolute peak, a multi-million-pound agency, big clients, big teams. I just left. It wasn't a break. It wasn't I'm going on maternity disguised as clarity. It wasn't a sabbatical. It was a big fucking full stop. I'm out. Fuck you, I quit. I had just had my first tiny human and I couldn't run the business the way that I used to, and I couldn't be the mom that I wanted to be. That again was my moment of clarity, and it was my big hard hitter. Your moment might look different. A dream you keep shelving, a job that drains the life out of you, a relationship that you just know isn't right, even though you keep pretending and telling yourself that it is. Whatever your version is, you feel it before you ever admit it. Listen to your gut. Always. It is louder than anything else. Mel Robbins talks about acting on intuition, and she is absolutely right. The more you act based on gut, the better off you're going to be. We are all conditioned from our childhood to follow the rules, to stay in the box, to be reasonable, but stepping out of that box is incredibly powerful. It'll be weird at first, it feels wrong, but long term, it's the only way to start living your life on your own terms. Lesson 2, identify your non-negotiables. Before you leave anything, get brutally honest with yourself. What are the things that you want out of this? What must you gain from this? Is it more time, more energy? Like, the list is huge, but only you know what is important to you. My non-negotiables changed overnight when I became a mum. In my 20s, I was really fucking great. I would hop on a plane anywhere. In my 30s, it was about my kids. I wanted to be at the nursery drop-offs. I wanted to do bath time, even though bath time can often be the most brutal part of my day. But in the same breath, I'm also financially driven. And I am never, ever going to pretend not to be, because more women should have the confidence to talk about finance and money. I've got a task for you. I want you to write down the 3 things that you will not compromise on. It could be your time, your health, flexibility, money, purpose. Again, big list, but it is your list. You are the only person that can decide what those 3 non-negotiables are for you. For me, my non-negotiables are simple: time, purpose, family. I spend every Friday with my girls, only do work that gives me purpose, and I have flexibility to prioritize all of my clients and all of that around my kids first, my business is second. For you, it might be leaving that relationship that you know deep down that you're wasting your time with. No one is going to make that decision to change your life. That is down to you and down to you only. So once you've got your non-negotiables written out, everything becomes clearer. You stop making emotional decisions and you start making aligned ones. So I want you to ask yourself, does this move get me closer to where I want my life to be, or is it taking me further away? If the answer keeps coming back to further away, then that is your sign. Number 3, build your foundations. You are never starting from zero again. You've already got experience. That is your leverage. So reframe your skills, repackage your story, and stop apologizing for being ambitious. Your boss will never say, sure, explore the next chapter, take your time. And the world is never going to pause so you can try and play catch up. You have to soft launch your next move. It's brave, but your life doesn't need to pause for you to pivot. We're going to talk about the OG here, Whitney Wolfe Herd. She turned her terrible experience into her next chapter as the founder of Bumble. She left Tinder after a savage, brutal period, experienced harassment online, and she had every reason to feel like she was starting again. But she used her knowledge of dating app dynamics to go again. Her insight into what women actually hate about online dating, her brand, her community, her storytelling skills, all of that experience is what she took with her to be able to build Bumble. That company is now worth $500 million US. She is the youngest woman to take a company public in the US, and she did it with her baby in her hands, which is nothing shy of iconic. You're never starting over, you are just leveling up. But sometimes you need to step back and take in the bigger picture to be able to have the confidence to jump forward. And when you finally step into your value and you recognize your worth, your opportunity, all of that stuff appears so much quicker. If you have found this useful, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, throw a comment in, I will get back to you. And if you want to see more content on businesses, on babies, on boardrooms, this is the channel for you. Right, lesson number 4, visualize your next chapter before you quit. You need one thing, and that is a vision that excites you. We're not talking spreadsheets. We're not talking perfectly mapped out 10-year plans because they get ripped up all the time. You need a picture in your mind of what you want your life to look like. I want you to write down how you want your work and life to feel. I want you to build backwards from there. Most people get so stuck because they think they need this big master plan, and you don't. You need to find clarity on what you want your life to feel like. How do you want your days to look? How do you want them to feel? Who are you outside of your career and your work? There were things that I always wanted to do, but I wasn't afforded time, which is one of my now non-negotiables. I wanted to volunteer at Bookmark Charity for years. All it is 2 30-minute slots a week. It does not seem crazy, but I physically couldn't make it work. If a client needed me, I was there. If the team needed me, I was there. So as soon as I pivoted my career, I knew I've got the time to be able to be part of Bookmark Charity and to be able to teach kids to read. Not only that, I now sit on the board of the same charity, and I'm getting more meaning out of my career and the work that I'm doing than I've ever had before. And that all happened because I knew it was part of my vision for my life and how I wanted my life to look. So when you visualize your next chapter, leaving stops being a loss and it becomes your upgrade. Again, I want you to ask yourself, who is the version of me on the other side of this decision? And that is where you start building from. Step 5, take one brave step. Change does not happen in one big leap. It is often a few steps, one at a time. Book the call, send the email, test the idea. Movement builds momentum. Again, personal story. People think that I just left my agency, and that couldn't be further from the truth. It was never that easy just to kind of down tool, shut my laptop and move on. I worked my absolute arse off in my 20s so that I could have choice in my 30s. There are stats on how little time you actually get with your kids before they grow up, and that became my why. Each person's why will be different, but it is about you, and you are the only person that can answer and understand your why. And I say this all with the biggest caveat possible, which is do not knee-jerk any decision on emotion. Make sure that you do things with a firm plan in place, because you might end up in a worse position than you are now if you have that emotional decision-making. I love a list. I love writing things down. So when you are writing down what you want, then you keep asking yourself the why within that too. Why until you can't answer anymore? Why do I want to walk away from my agency? Why am I spending so much time at work when I want to be present with my kids? Because my family is the most important thing to me. And that is where I get my purpose. My purpose is my family. When it is that clear, action becomes the only option. Most people don't struggle with knowing, but they struggle with doing. Knowing your purpose will give you the strength, the resilience, the confidence, all of the above to take that first step, to face the unknown, to grow and become the person that you can and that you want to be. You don't have to know the whole journey. You just need to make sure that that first step is solid. One brave step changes your trajectory. So let's recap. You are the person that knows how to spot when it's time to leave. You know your non-negotiables. You know when you have to build your foundations. You visualized your next chapter. You're going to take your first step. And now it's up to you. If this helped, give it a like, subscribe, comment on what step you're about to take. I'll see you at the next one.